This is Colin McGuigan for IFL TV. Delighted to be joined by Edward Hearn in Phoenix, Arizona. Feeling yourself there, mate?
I'm feeling myself, and this is a lovely bit of cloth. Tom Sweeney, have a little feel. Feel the guns if you want as well. Yeah, this is a lovely. It's quite a high neck, this one. Lovely bit of knitwear from Tom Sweeney. Shout out to Luke and the team.
Just a quick one, coming out of the winter time, are you going to get rid of this? Or?
Do you know what? With the beard, yeah, I'm always in two minds. Just looking at myself here. I think I look better with stubble. But when I lose the stubble, I look a lot younger, right, and fresher. And now it's going very grey, right? So when it gets longer, you can really see the grey more. I am handsome. Like, you have to admit I'm handsome.
What age are you now?
44.
Does that scare you a little bit?
A little bit. You know the amazing thing though, right? I feel mid to late 20s. That's what I think I am in my head. And
dress like a two.
No, I know, but a lot of what I do, like, I sometimes realise, like, and a lot of people sometimes say, "Mate, you're 44." Like, I'll wear, obviously, I don't know, a tracksuit or Jordans or like a vest in the gym, and people are going like, "Mate," and they are right, but I feel like you mustn't think like that. If you start going through your life going, "Oh, I can't do that," or "I mustn't wear that because I'm 44," like, you're just conforming, aren't you? What I'm actually doing is I'm changing the game, Cole. I'm saying to 40-year-olds and 44, look at what is possible when you put your mind to it. You can go from a 3 to a 12, just like that. And that is what I've done in the last couple of years.
Just on that, did you see my sit-down interview with Frank Smith? It was like,
do you think I'm going to watch a sit-down interview?
It's actually very interesting.
Let me tell you. You talk about the bingo game with me saying, let me guess, pizza delivery, raffle tickets, you got a Bentley outside, how much you're going to buy. The final warning, was that thrown in there?
Oh, of course it was.
Oh, this is the most boring story. Frank's got to either make something new up or just stop telling it.
So I'm doing like an in-depth with conversation on IFL. So at some point before we leave Phoenix, can me and you sit down for 30 minutes? Mate, come on.
Are you going to Saudi?
Unfortunately not. Coogan and Andy.
Can't I do the sit down with Coogan? Probably do bigger numbers, to be fair.
Wow, can't believe you've done like that. Eddie, let's get straight into it. Conversation on social media yesterday between you and the Ring magazine. Has there been any further discussions? Do you believe that this Ring magazine belt will be on the line on Saturday?
It won't be on the line, and that's really I love the Ring belt. I love the Ring people. I think, one, there's no sanction fees, which is great, but also they don't allow politics to get in the way. But they've actually allowed the politics and the rules, which are completely like, when you say, "Oh, we can't go against the rules," of course you can, for common sense and for the benefit of the sport. And what I keep saying is, there is not one person in the world, other than maybe Julio Cesar Martinez, who doesn't believe this is 1v2, right? And I just hoped, because this is the third time I've gone back to him on it. I actually went back to him about 10 days ago and went, "Guys, am I missing something here?" And they went to the committee again, and still they battled away, and there was like one or two people that said no. And then with the news yesterday about Julio Cesar Martinez now not fighting again till God knows when, I went back and go, "Guys, this is your perfect opportunity to do what's right." And I'm still hoping, sitting here at 12:40 with the weigh-in in 10 minutes, that we can actually get a phone call from the Ring magazine to say, common sense has prevailed, it's on the line, but it won't happen.
We seen Sonny irate yesterday. We seen a different Sonny Edwards, no more respect towards Bam. What did you make of
that? Good. That's what I want. I think we want that for the build-up, but I think Sonny's playing the right game. If I'm Sonny Edwards, I'm trying to get him under Bam's skin. I'm trying to make him angry. I'm trying to make him doubt himself. All the things that, it's not rocket science. But I don't know if that's going to work with Bam at the same time, and I think that it's going to be interesting to see how this fight plays out. This fight was made, 6 months ago? And when you walk into that arena, the ring's already up over there. It's like, I was actually getting a few chills going, wow, they're actually fighting in there tomorrow night. So make sure you all tune in.
We seen a scuffle yesterday between Gordy Russ and Janae Boston, Grant Smith. What did you make of that?
Nothing. I was up on the stage, and I've actually just said in an interview, I've actually never had any trouble at any outside of maybe Chisora slinging a table at me many years ago. And it wasn't, I say it was trouble. I mean, it was like pushing a shove, and our security just dived on everyone, and it was over. But yeah, we don't want that. I love the pressers, like the presser we got yesterday. I like the back and forth. We saw at the UFC some really horrible things said. Like, we're all selling the fight, but we've got to try and be kind and respectful at the same time. But we must also remember this is two people about to have a fight.
That UFC comment, what did you make of that? Because you're involved in press conferences all the time. That was just below the belt, right?
Just nasty, wrong. But I don't know anything about UFC. I've met Leon a couple of times. Lovely fella. I hope he smashes that geezer to pieces. It's tomorrow night, right? Like, how can you say that?
I know.
Like, I know you can get carried away, but you got to have some kind of compassion. Horrible thing to say, but anyway, it's a fight game, isn't it?
Conor Benn situation. So we've seen Conor Benn and Devin Haney going at it on social media. We've seen rumours of Teofimo going the week after Conor Benn's proposed date. Are you still planning on doing Vegas the week before the Super Bowl with Conor Benn and Barrios? Is that in the thoughts?
We'd love the Barrios fight. I mean, I think he's coming this weekend, but I'm sure they've got plans for him as well. But he's a name that I think it's a great fight for Conor Benn. But the focus right now, just get him out on February the 3rd. Haney, I messaged Gervonta this morning, which you've obviously missed it. I can't believe you're not even asking about it. He's already posted my DM.
So tell us a bit about that for anyone that hasn't seen it.
I want to start conversations for Devin Haney against Gervonta Davis. I think it's one of the biggest fights in the sport. So I just DM'd him and said, let's talk. And he said no. And then he said some other stuff after, which he didn't post, which I'm not going to repeat. But I just want to make that fight. Like, I spoke to Bill and I said, I'm going to reach out to Gervonta. Let's try and get it made. But
What's the contractual situation with Gervonta Davis?
I doubt he's got a contract with anybody.
So would you be open to working with him on match?
Of course, that's what we're trying to do. We just want to make the biggest fights out there. And, I'd like to try and make Devin Haney against Gervonta Davis somewhere in the world. Maybe even in the Middle East. But he didn't want to discuss it, so he's obviously got plans.
In terms of Conor Benn, other than Barrios, what are the likely opponents that you can think are realistic in February?
There's no point going through them all, Colm. Like, there's loads of guys at 147 we could fight. Could be a solid fight, could be a big fight, we got to move now. We've got to make sure that we get that fight announced next week.
What's the story with Josh Taylor, Jack Catterall? Because we've seen that on social media where Josh has said that there was no improved offer.
There isn't. We went back to Top Rank with a written improved offer, much bigger offer. Then we met with Top Rank in Los Angeles. But I think he's got plans. I don't think he wants to fight Jack Catterall right now. It's my gut feeling, unless it's like, well, that's even better, isn't it? And then, unless it's an offer that he can't refuse. And, we're a long way up.
What do you do with Jack Catterall in this situation, Eddie? Because
Find a big fight for him. Richardson Hitchens, final eliminator. Liam Paro, Regis Prograis, Devin Haney. We have to find Jack Catterall a big fight next.
Mateus is here this week. Has there been any discussions with him?
No, I would like to. I'll do my best to have those conversations later today.
Eddie, obviously you met with Golden Boy. Was Ryan Garcia, Devin Haney top of the list when you were speaking with Golden Boy?
Yes. Obviously we've made John Ryder against Jaime Munguia, and we would also like to explore Devin Haney against Ryan Garcia. I think it's a huge fight.
With O'Shaki Foster shining for Top Rank, Wood Warrington seems the likely next. What happens with Joe Cordina, Eddie?
Just, again, another guy who just publicly says just want the biggest fights out there. When we met with Top Rank, we said that we'd like to make the Navarrete fight. Joe would go wherever needed for that big fight and that big payday. And, the job is to come up with a solution and try and make something happen.
What did you make of the AJ and Laura Woods interview? I know you know him personally.
All these things that you hear AJ say, I've heard it a million times, like from him. In the past, he hasn't been one that's going to come out and swear and say this, but he's just long in the tooth now, and he's played the game, and he probably just thinks, fuck him, he's this, he's that. I'm going to smash everyone up, and I can't wait to see him in action next week.
Final two from me. Michael Conlon, have you had any discussions since that defeat to Jordan Gill?
Frank, I believe, has spoken to Jamie Conlon. See what's next. A lot of people feel like that should be it for him, but he's his own man and he'll make his own decisions.
You've teased me with Berlanga McCrory for weeks upon weeks. I actually think that me and you should be at the head table when this fight's eventually made. But is it getting made? That's what I'm asking you.
Edgar Berlanga's fight will be announced this weekend or early next week.
And will that go with a host of other fights that'll be announced at the same time?
Hopefully, yeah.
Eddie, my brother loves whenever you sing Regulate. You know that little Regulate bit? Come on, sing us out the Regulate. Final bit of this interview. Come on.
It was a clear black night, a clear white moon, and my G was on the street trying to consume some search for the E so I can get some funk just rolling in my ride. Just hit the beat side with the LBC on a mission trying to find Mr. Warren G. How do you?
I'm fine.